Lawmakers in Ohio pushing for changes to school transportation laws.
The goal is to address what they see as unfair treatment of charter and private school students. News 5's transportation reporter Caitlin Hunt has a closer look at what's happening this morning. Hi, Caitlin.
Hi, good morning, Mike, Tiffany. Yes, the chair of the Senate Education Committee says too many school districts are refusing to bus public and charter school kids when they're required to by law. He says the state pays about $1,500 per student who rides a bus. So let's take a look at the numbers. If a school district tells a child it's impractical to bus them to school, they need to pay for that refusal. The minimum amount this school year is about $600, and the maximum amount is around $1,200. And neither reached the $1,500 state Senator Andrew Brenner says the state pays to transport a child. And he says that raises concerns about public school districts potentially profiting from the funds allocated for transporting students they do not actually transport.
They could be making the difference of what they don't pay in lieu. And so that leads to the question, what are they doing with those additional dollars that they're being paid to transport the students?
Brenner suggested that the state could pay private or charter schools directly if they provide their own transportation, thereby removing public school districts from the equation. And he is also considering tightening the criteria for what is deemed impractical for public schools to transport students. He proposed that if more than 10% of potential bus riders are labeled as impractical, it should trigger a state audit. Now, Brenner acknowledged the counter arguments from public school districts, which cite a lack of drivers, money, and resources as for reasons not to transport all students. But he says he is communicating with the House Education Committee and plans to introduce a bill addressing the growing school transportation issue once the latest legislative session continues. Mike, Tiffany.
All right, Caitlin, thank you.